World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day to all of our listeners here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service. This is World News in 5 and I'm your host for today, Steph Vicente. More than 2,000 people have reportedly been killed in Iran following a violent crackdown on nationwide protests, according to human rights monitors. According to BBC News, the US-based human rights activist news agency, or HRANA, said it has confirmed the deaths of at least 1,850 protesters. The group also counted 135 people linked to the government, 9 civilians not involved in the protests, and 9 children killed during the unrest over the past 17 days, despite a near-total internet blackout. An Iranian government official separately told Reuters that around 2,000 people had died, but blamed the deaths on what he called terrorists. U.S. President Donald Trump condemned the killings, saying Iranian authorities would pay a big price and urged protesters to continue demonstrating. The protests have reportedly spread to about 180 cities and towns across all 31 provinces. Meanwhile, HRANA said it is also reviewing reports of an additional 779 possible deaths linked to the ongoing unrest. In other news overseas, prosecutors in South Korea are seeking the death penalty for former President Yoon Suk-yeol if he is found guilty over his failed attempt to impose martial law. According to BBC News, the request was made as a court in Seoul heard closing arguments in Yoon's trial, where he is accused of leading an insurrection. The case stems from Yoon's move in December 2024 to declare military rule. The attempt lasted only a few hours but triggered a major political crisis in the country. He was later impeached by parliament and detained to face trial. Yoon has denied the accusations, saying the declaration of martial law was only symbolic and meant to draw public attention to what he described as wrongdoing by the opposition. Under South Korean law, leading an insurrection is the most serious criminal charge and carries either the death penalty or life imprisonment. Prosecutors are required to ask the court to consider one of the two punishments. South Korea has not carried out an execution in nearly 30 years. In 1996, former military ruler Chun Doo-hwan was sentenced to death for a 1979 coup, but that sentence was later reduced to life in prison. And finally, Meta has removed nearly 550,000 user accounts belonging to people under the age of 16 following Australia's new ban on minors using social media. It is noted the policy is the first of its kind anywhere in the world. Agencia Nova reports between December 4 and 11, Meta deleted more than 330,000 Instagram accounts, about 173,000 Facebook accounts, and nearly 40,000 Threads accounts in Australia. Although the ban officially took effect on December 10, Meta began removing underage users a week earlier. Affected users were notified in November and given time to download their data. Meta previously estimated that Australia had around 300,000 Instagram users and 150,000 Facebook users between the ages of 13 and 15. The company also acknowledged that some children under 16 had signed up using false information or with help from their parents. To check users' ages, Meta uses age verification services from the British company Yachty, which relies on identification documents or video selfies. And that concludes today's edition of World News in 5. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, this has been Steph Vicente. Good day and stay safe, everyone.
World News in 5.
Right now.
News and developments making headlines around the world in 5 minutes. World News in 5. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.